Most thing, you're sitting in your apartment, you're alone with yourself and your thoughts. And I had to be true to who I was, and that's a gay black man.
Hey guys, it's Tronda with Tronda Talks, Grow and Inspire, all things Squid related. We got another player here. Named Justin, someone that you gotta love, if you knew him. Justin,
Yes.
You went out on cookies.
Correct.
What happened?
First off, thank you for having me on the show.
Thank you.
Good to be here. What happened? I mean, nerves, anxiety, life happened. I think I was going through a lot of things leading up to the cookie. I think that prevented me from going further. But yeah, that's kind of
No, what happened? Literally, I want to know what happened.
details of the
I want the
cookie.
details of the cookie, meaning like when you was cutting the cookie.
Okay.
When you licked the cookie, did you break the cookie?
Okay.
What happened when you was cutting the cookie?
Okay. All the things. So,
Just to break.
all right, she's like, I'm triggered, y'all. She's taking me back to the time. So the cookie, I had a good alliance and a lot of friends in the game. We all went in there together, united. We had a game plan. Now, backstory, I practiced that cookie at home.
Oh.
So I was in the kitchen whipping,
Which one was it?
and I practiced all of the shapes.
Okay, but which one did you have?
I had tried. Now pause. Because that reaction is not needed. Okay. So actually, triangle. More people went out in triangle, and umbrella, and then star and circle in the show. So I think a lot of people think, oh, that was the easy shape. I don't know if it was the bake on the cookie. I'm not sure. But yeah, so I go in the game. I had practiced. I had been pretty successful practicing.
Yeah.
But the cookie was really thick. And so they give us the cookie. I look at my cookie and I look at everyone else's cookie. My cookie was darker than everyone else's. And it was just, so I lifted my cookie up and I looked in the light and you couldn't see any light shining through. So I feel like whoever invented my cookie just was like, pop, pop. Exactly.
I'm pretty sure it happens. You can't. It's kind of hard to have something that detailed.
Yeah.
Like to be the same.
Yeah.
And they're also different.
Absolutely. So I was like, I'm screwed to start with. And I think my mindset was like, this is not going to be. And ahead of that, they did us in 2 different batches. And so I think I already saw people go out and getting popped. And some people finished super quick. Some people died on the other side. So I think that also psychs you out going second and going next. So, but I was too confident. Like I believe in myself. That's not a lack of. However, we started looking at cookie. Literally.
Yeah.
Look at the cookie. And I could start to kind of see some light, and then but there's a clock, and that clock was 10 minutes. That thing was moving, y'all, moving. So the clock is going down. I'm licking, so I start cutting. First eye pops off, perfectly clean,
Okay.
beautiful. And so you get excited. Look, see, I don't know if y'all can see the sweat on my head. I'm getting hot.
Brad, turn it up. Turn the area plug too loud.
Talking about it.
You got a towel or something.
So we're cutting.
Yeah.
First side pops off beautifully. Second side, I start cutting, and all of a sudden, crack.
Oh man.
And then the crack happened at the other end of the cookie from where I was cutting. Okay. And I've never felt the feeling of just like, oh no. Because that's $4.5 million off the table. But it was also an awkward sense of relief at the same time, where you're just kind of like, awkward sense of relief at the same time. Look, at the Tronda Talk show, Kara, we'll leave that right there. No, so it was a weird sense of relief. At the same time, disappointment. I think in your mind, you're always like, what could I have done differently? What could I have done better? But yeah, I think it was tough for me a little bit after the show. Processing, like, I wanted to go so much further. I could have gone so much further. And I did it. So I definitely think I beat myself up for a little bit.
And then next time, I was going to talk to people about that as well. Because I know you don't know time. This about to catch flight, y'all. You got to get up out of here.
You got to talk, though.
Yeah, we'll leave them in on time. So with that whole situation with the cookie, I know you was disappointed and everything. When you got back, when you was in the show, and I got to talk about you running across. Let's talk about that good red light, green light.
Sure.
Go back. Let's go there right here. So when you was going across red light, green light, what was that like for you?
Well, if we got, I'm gonna take it back.
You got to go too far because I know you got that kind of time.
but I want to say something that's important about my journey in the process. So let's take it back to really quick, maybe 6 months before.
Okay.
The start of Squid Game. Okay. So 6 months before, I grew up really religious, and family is very important to me, all of that stuff. However, I think for a long time I struggled with accepting who I was, my identity, and my sexuality.
Okay.
Pandemic happened. I don't know. I feel like everyone was impacted, whether it be mentally, physically, emotionally, in some way. For me, I think I was impacted in all of those aspects. But the most thing, you're sitting in your apartment, you're alone with yourself and your thoughts. And I had to be true to who I was. And that's a gay black man. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I think that's something that
you're about to get on the question I'm going to ask you later. Okay. And that's stop your growth.
Okay, yeah. Do you want to go on?
Tell me about the red light.
Okay.
Don't be running my show. Justin has his own situation going on. He trying to run my show.
No.
Again. Tell me about red light, green light.
Okay. So red light, green light. So first off, what they don't see, what y'all don't see is anything about red light, green light. So red light, green light, first off, we had been quarantined, a week prior to this, so very little interaction. So we walk in, and it's just massive. Like, I've never seen anything like that in my entire life. Massive sets, just lights, and 456 people around you. And so it's funny because we got through it. Hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. At the starting line, counted myself out. Yeah. I said, I can't do this. There's no way I can do this. At the very beginning, I was done. We held that. We were out there in the freezing cold for 7-8 hours. I'm sure a bunch of other contestants said that. But I counted myself. I was there's no way.
And you did it.
And then I did it.
That's fun. Talk about it. This is why I wanted to add those questions before the because I want to know that journey due to the fact that started the mental challenge that you had going into the show.
Correct.
That's why I asked the directions that I asked because in fact, I want to know how did you get through it, when you got through it, and when you got through it, you thought you wasn't going to get through it and did. Mm-hmm. So that is an accomplishment. And so you basically said that you thought you weren't going to do it and you did.
Yeah.
Kudos to you.
And I think everybody that made it through red light, green light has been through something. Mm-hmm. Because that mental fortitude, that mental strongness is, you have something. You're a resilience in you, a bounce back, a determination to be able to get through. Because it was all mental.
Yeah, you had no idea.
Ooh.
It probably make you more strength, give you more strength to do the things you probably know that you about to be running out doing right now.
1,000%.
So then you got through cookies, and that's where you were out. Now I'm going to ask you about your growth with the show. Mm-hmm. How did you grow?
Sure. Ooh, there's two main reasons that I grew, and I love that it's the grow, heal, inspire. I think that's amazing. That's what life is all about.
That's the root of everything. Conversation, words. It's the root of the mental capacity, or it's all of that. Mm-hmm. You started from when you was a kid. Mm-hmm. You are growing, you're healing, and you become, or you will be an inspirational, you love, keep inspiring to be more.
Absolutely.
And your situation. Mm-hmm. You grew on the show. Mm-hmm. Your ex spoke on it. Mm-hmm. Speak on it. Start speaking.
Yeah. The main two things that I got from the show was learning how strong I am mentally. I was mentally broken prior to the show, but with everything that had been going on. And then getting through that, first off saying, I can't do this, then going halfway, and like, oh God, I'm halfway, I'm doing it. To cross the finish line under immense circumstances, you know what I mean? I was just so proud of myself. I couldn't do anything that I put my mind into.
How long until you did your cost?
7 hours.
That. Probably go that. But keep going. Keep going because I want you to speak on you.
Sure.
And that's a minute ago you was talking about you being an gay black man that accepting that 6 months prior to coming onto the show. Mm-hmm. That's who you were before you went into the show, right? Mm-hmm. When you got in the show, that growth that it's two things.
Sure. So the thing prior to the show was losing 90% with people in my life. Okay. So coming out 6 months prior to the show, not have any relationship with my parents anymore, any relationship with my siblings, any family. This is gone. Overnight, 90% of people. And
so, because
of female. And I know it's the story of a lot of people, and the inspire part. We know turning lemons into lemonade is super important for me, and for people to know that you can really do. You have to live your life for yourself.
You do.
even if that means losing people. The people that are supposed to be around you will be. So going into the show was kind of a practice trial for me accepting myself. So I said, I'm going to enter this show with no, a lot of times we meet people with a representative. I'm going to go into this show with no representative. I'm going to enter Justice Stephen Ford, Black, gay, children's book author. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And we'll see how it goes. We'll see if people like it.
Yeah.
And I met more friends. I got closer to people in 4 days. I'm really excited.
Your entire life, you were there like, I'm free balling it all the way in here.
Great work.
And you did that.
Yeah.
When you got out of the show, was there any healing that you had to do? In or out?
Yeah, like I said, the lesson was learning how mentally strong I was. And then part of it, the second part that I didn't touch on was my faith in humanity. In the show, we were all dressed the same.
Yes.
We were all barefaced, rookie rough, had gone through a traumatic experience together. No outside communication, no TVs, no phones, no nothing. And just for us to be able to be with humans and talk to humans, to hear stories, to hear, I don't think people are innately bad. I think people are innately good. They don't have bad things happen to them. And I think,
I completely agree, because that's my mentality. I believe we're all born with the innate understanding to be good. We're a blank slate, and you come in, and if you think of a blank slate, the first thing is not going to be do something bad.
Correct.
It's going to be human nature. What is to be kind?
Yeah.
It's that. But we adapt to what is around us, and that adaptability that we have sometimes is not always what it should be. True. So we cope after that. And then cope turns into negative. Yeah. So that's the issue that we have. So the thing is about it's like, for me, like hearing like you healed, and you how did you heal yourself when you came out?
True therapy. I've always had a very good life to myself. You know what I mean? And I always known I'm a good person. So why are you treating me like this? If I know I'm a good person. And I thank my family for instilling that in me. I think that was a good foundation they gave me. But they are choosing myself was healing myself.
Absolutely. And when you came out of the game, did you have to hear yourself in
therapy?
The same way.
Cheating was therapy. I is my new religion. Therapy.
Love it. I love it. The eye therapy. Perfecto. I love it. It's just I do a lot out there. I didn't know I'm doing it, but I do it myself.
Yeah, absolutely. But therapy and just, showing yourself grace, being okay with feeling how you're feeling is really important.
Yeah, acknowledging.
I'm embarrassed, I'm sad, I'm hurt, all of that.
Yeah.
Sit in it.
I'm the person that be like, we were just talking to one of the contestants yesterday, and she said a word that I was familiar. I said, what does that word mean?
Yeah.
Totally meant. But I told her, I said, for me, when I do that, that is my way of understanding, and it also allows me to be able to make fun of myself, my way, and then get my information to myself the way I know how to get it. And I learn more through fun than I like anybody away. They make fun of me.
Okay.
So I have to learn myself. So that's the way I do it. But, when you went into the show and you met all these beautiful people because of who you are,
Okay.
did it make you feel like, was there a lot of fakeness or, any of that kind of thing for you? Like, did you meet a lot of fake people in there?
I have a repellent. I think I attract like-minded energy. I repel the opposite. So for me, I present who I am. This is who I am, unapologetically, and I have a good gauge on people, so I can see kind of stay away from. But I've attracted you're like Brad. You know what I mean? And just super positive, like-minded individuals. It comes around, you know what I mean? And it always has one entire life. Just good people come around.
And the funny thing you say that, because you probably had so much even more good if you'd have been completely out there before me, I'm sure. Yeah, you have been amazing. The list for the
I'm sure.
But I was like, damn it. If I had next No, I know.
Yeah.
Anybody on there inspired you? Would you go back?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. No question.
When the show came out, was it what you expected it to be?
Oh, how candid can we be? I'm sure.
How do you want to be?
It was being in the experience, I think that we saw so much. And I understand the show. I understand that they have objectives and goals and things. But there's just a lot of things that people didn't see. There were a lot of amazing stories that people didn't get to meet. A lot of amazing things that happened. We still saw some great material. You know, we still saw some great videos. I understood editing is real. I wish that people would have been able to see a little bit more of the beauty that happened in the show and the hardships we went through.
Absolutely.
Because they looked a little bit easier on TV than what it really was.
Tell me about it. Without show watching, it was like, what?
That's not that hard. I could do that in 5 minutes.
Let's go. 5 minutes.
Trash.
Yeah.
Trash.
Yeah, I could have did it. And I could have did the cooking too. And I could have did whatever else we did out there. I could have did it. Ain't this y'all man over there whining about nothing. And I know that's not the case. I know that's not the case.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, you know, like when you, I mean, it's like when you're in that kind of environment and you feel, I mean, I keep complimenting the show in regards to this though. They pulled 456 people of the 456 that made it to the dorm. Those particular ones were the ones that was completely dynamically unique individuals, no matter what their conversations were, whether they were negative or perceived to be negative or whatever that was, they still all had a fight in this particular situation. And they basically are all very strong and people you would want to meet no matter what they saw, if you saw on TV. I still want to meet all those people.
Yeah.
I want to meet every last one of them if I could.
Yeah.
The ones who got eliminated people, the ones who did eliminate the people. I want to meet the older, the younger. I would love to meet them because they all have their story. They all have their uniqueness, just like yours. And you come out here doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Showing the world, like, this is me right now. And I think that's a beautiful thing. I think that's beautiful thing that you went in there, like I said earlier. Free balling, Justin. That I am who I am, y'all. It's me. You know, I love it. And Justin, is you, when you got on this, if there's anything what do you want to say? Anything you want to say?
I just think to people when you're watching the show, take a chance on yourself. You know what I mean? Life is very short. We don't have much to lose. You know, if you're lucky, 78 years. And to really live in the moment, be present, tell people you love them, you know, kiss up and hug up on the ones that kiss up and hug up on you. And just be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Accept yourself for who you are. Don't be too hard on yourself. Give yourself grace.
You say compassion.
Yeah.
That's the one thing we forget to do. Absolutely.
And when you do these things, you grow up and you get healed, and that's fine.
Who inspired you, Michelle?
Me.
Hey! First person to say that. I love it. Oh my gosh. Literally. Yes, yeah. I love it. Yeah. And that's the thing, like when you realize the inspiration is you.
Don't get me crying on the show now.
It's you.
Wait a minute. Whoa. That almost hit.
Because that's what I know.
Yeah.
If you listen to things I say, you become the inspiration through your growth, your healing, and that's how you become the inspiration, because it starts with you.
Yes, it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh my God. That is Justin.
Yes.
Hey, that is it. If you didn't learn anything, or if you didn't understand anything that coming out of the show, you are that person. This is you, who you are, and love you. That ability.
I do.
That baby.
And you know, winning $40 would have been great, but I genuinely feel it sounds cliche. I wanted so much more.
You did. What would you have done with the one?
Ooh. Great question. A couple things. I write children's books for diversity, so I definitely would have funded that expensive, you know, especially when it's a passion project. So I definitely would have dabbled a bit more into diversity and inclusion and funding these books so that children that look like you and I and you guys can see themselves represented. When children can see themselves in books, they can see themselves as astronauts and mathematicians and doctors. But when they're not in these books, we're sending the message that they're not worthy enough to be in these instances. So we need to change that. And as well, I definitely would have used the Tronda one with that.
When you sent your submission video in, it wasn't a sad story, right?
It was not. So at the very beginning of CAF, it was a 6-month process. I didn't bring that up at all. my story at all because I was still in the process of accepting it.
Yeah.
Then it was, by the time casting was done, that 6-month process, that's how much growth I was going through at that time. Whatever happens, if it comes up, that's my story. That's part of my story. It's who I am. And to omit that is not being true to myself.
Yeah, I'll be, when I ask you the question, who inspired you through the show? The I in the inspire, if me is you. And that's the beautiful thing, me. I love it. Well, last thing you got to do for me is to die.
Who's your read?
Die. Because you get die.
Okay.
I didn't see you die.
I did it. Well, can you help me? Can you give me this episode?
Okay, let me go. I'm going to show you how I do it.
Okay.
I do this to everybody. Go.
Yeah. I can do it. I can do it.
Oh, yeah, I want y'all to know, too. Breathing Salmon is brass thing. Yeah, if you ain't paying no attention, it's actually brass coat. Somebody got it. They packed up and ready to go, so they ain't had any stuff together. But it's okay. We had to get him before he got up here, and I can't appreciate it. I can't thank you enough. But anyway, let me go ahead and do this, the
154. 154. Yeah. No.
154, you're now eliminated. Perfect. Thank you guys again for tuning into this episode. And again, Justin, I definitely appreciate you giving me the time that you gave to me to be able to just have this little conversation that we had. Well, actually, not little, it's a big conversation that we had. Do you like more content like this? Please come back next week or 2 days. I don't know. It'll be available. Come back when you're ready to come back. More things Squid related is coming to you. Tronda Talks, Grow, Heal, Inspire. Bye, guys.